Okay, so to start off with today, we're going to be doing a nitrous kit. It's part number 20902, and it's a GM Universal kit. And I know it's going in a Jeep Liberty, but I got the kit online, so I'm making it work. So what I'm doing is the fuel rail line is going to go right on the fuel rail, right there, just like that. Perfect fit. Then your line will go over to your fuel solenoid. Now, on your micro switch for your nitrous engage, right here, the throttle switch. Okay, I'm running right off that top bolt, right there on the throttle body. I'm running this bracket off with the long arm on the micro switch to be able to engage that. And now, in the front of these 3.7s, we have these standoffs right here. There's one right over here. So this one here is where I'm going to be mounting my solenoids to. And as soon as I get to that part, I will show you. This hole, by the way, is drilled out to 1/4 inch. I'm running a 1/4 with a lock nut and washer. And I drilled it right straight through to the back side back here. I did unhook my alternator positive wire so that I could get the drill in there on a nice straight run, and I wasn't hitting that wire or fraying anything. I'll get back. So now, right there, I have my nitrous solenoids that are all set and mounted, and we're going to have clearance for the in on the nitrous, the purge out, which I will later get into that with my tubing. And then we will also have clearance for our in for our fuel and our out for our fuel, to where them will not interfere on your out for your nitrous and your out for your fuel. Make sure when you're doing this and you're putting your fittings in, make sure you use good sealant. I use Loctite PST 592 thread sealant. It works extremely well. So there's that. So I will get back with you guys just shortly. Okay, so here's the micro switch, and normally, oh, sorry about the being jumpy all over. So normally this arm right here comes off straight, and it's probably about, I'd say probably about 2 inches long. So what I did was I curled it around so that when you hit wide open throttle, you can hear it. You want that to come on at wide open throttle, not before. Running a nitrous system, especially on a stock engine, you want to be hitting at least 3,000 RPM or more before your solenoids engage. Okay, so when I get the next thing done, I'll get back with you. Okay, so now we have the shark nozzle installed. This is just mocked up, nothing is completely tight right yet. Down to my fuel solenoid. Now I'm working on my relays and all of my wiring. And as you can see, everything that we do, we solder, heat shrink, do it the correct way. So when it's done, the wiring at least will look factory. Maybe not the nitrous solenoids and the nozzle and the braided line, but everything else will look factory. Alright, I'll be back. Now that that's installed, you can see that that light will be on when the nitrous system is turned on, and that will tell us that everything's engaged and working. So I will be back when I do the switches. Now what I'm going to show you is where I brought in my nitrous feed line. So my nitrous feed line actually comes in right up there through the firewall, comes across under the brake pedal, goes behind the carpet, and then it comes down behind your kick panel, underneath your sill plate, underneath your B-pillar panel, under your back seat sill plate. It's going to go under your fender well, and ultimately it comes up into the back for where we're going to put the bottle. And under the hood, you'll see that it comes out right next to where your throttle cable comes out. There's your throttle cable, there's your nitrous. That's going to come out and route around into your nitrous solenoid. Now this out here is finalized. I actually took and put a rubber hose on the line so it didn't rub a hole in the intake tube. I set up the shark connector with the fitting. Nut goes to the outside, as you'll see in your directions when you get them. And then next we're going to have to do the purge valve, which Nitrous Express wants you to get a purge kit. I just use another nitrous solenoid. I had one here, so that's what I'm going to use for it. So that's going to be my purge. And the Nitrous Express kit does not come with a purge kit. That's an add-on deal. Doesn't come with a pressure gauge for your tank. Doesn't come with a few things. It comes with enough to get your solenoids mounted, your fittings in, and there might be some other fittings that you might want to buy, some 90s or 45s or whatever. So other than that, I'm going to keep going, and when this is all wired in, I will show you what I did. Okay, so the switches, I'm going to put the switches right here in your panel that's right down by your knees. I'm going to do this because, number one, it's easy to do, it'll be easy to access the wiring. There's plenty of area here for the switches to go through this. It'll be pretty nice. However, there will be a metal plate that goes on here, and it's got these tabs with these little star clips that hold it into place for reinforcement. I drilled them off from there and took that out so I could put my wiring through. I don't know why there's so much reinforcement on this piece. It's just a plastic piece. It's not a big deal. So once I get the switches in here and everything wired, I will get back. Okay, so now I got the wiring in here. Alright, so we have our main power coming in. We have our ground. We have our solenoid exciter wires, and we have our power light wires. Go down here. This one is for the nitrous and fuel solenoids. This is for the purge. Now, power for the purge also comes off from the hot for the nitrous, because in this way here it engages the purge and everything, and it engages my light. So when I turn the light on, or the nitrous on, the main arm switch, the light is illuminated and the purge works. So now I'm going to put this up, clip this back into place. Now here's my armed button. Light is off. Armed comes on. Light illuminates. We can purge. And when you hit full throttle, you can hear the nitrous and fuel solenoids click. Shut this off. Nothing. No purge, no light, all set. Now inside the engine bay, I ran my wiring. There's my throttle position switch. When it goes full throttle, it closes the circuit. Wiring comes down, goes underneath the air intake. Everything comes together down here, comes up, goes into my two relays. We have my purge relay and we have the nitrous and fuel solenoids relay. My grounds all go up here with the original grounding strap. Then my hot wires come down, come up into the original loom, come across, come up into my hot, and then way down there, you see that opening down there, that's where my wires go through, back up in there, so everything's hidden pretty well. And now you see everything works, everything is good. I'll come back when I'm mounting the bottle. Okay, so this is Nitrous Express part number 20920. And I have added in a solenoid. It's a power shot solenoid, but I'm using that for the purge, and that is venting out right underneath the hood. This is where I'm putting my pressure gauge, because it wouldn't fit underneath where the bottle is in the back of the Jeep. And there's the shark nozzle. There is the throttle switch, wide open throttle that engages. All of my wiring, fairly clean, not the greatest, but fairly clean. Nitrous feed line goes in through the firewall, right back in there. Inside, I know it's not the cleanest. Now the purge will not work without the armed being on. You arm it, you can hear the purge solenoid. Wide open throttle, you can hear the nitrous and the fuel solenoids. In the back, the bottle all mounted, line ran, nice and clean under the carpet, under the sill plates. And that is that. Any questions, please feel free to contact me. My email address is shelbysnake1967, that's 1967, at iCloud.com. Or you can even call and text me. It's J&D Fab Works. You can check out my Facebook page. Or you can call or text, like I just said, 248-894-6777 for any other questions or advice. Thank you for your time. Have a great one.